why is having open discussions with friends and colleagues about compensation at work, at least in my eyes, seeming to pick up steam in this era of professionalism?
I think it's becoming a more common conversation because companies are recognizing that there's going to have to be some level of fairness when it comes to closing the gender wage gap, the pay gap, whatever you choose to call it. And one of the ways you make meaningful strides to get there is to just be honest about who's getting paid what for what.
Right.
Because if I am a woman who graduated with a master's degree in whatever the subject matter is that we work in, and I am getting paid less than a guy who's got a few years less experience and has just a bachelor's degree in the same field.
That's a problem.
There's no reason why we should be making the same money, let alone
making less.
Lopsided him to me.
Right.
So I think, the conversation around pay equity and closing the wage gap has lent itself to this being a quicker way to get resolution in that.
Right. And in my mind, I just think like information, you can't do better if you don't know better. I feel like that's something you would say.
Potentially, but I'm also not as much of a proponent of sharing salary history as you are.
Yeah.
I
don't know about with like coworkers, because that can create a bunch of issues. But I do think amongst friends and trusted like associates, I think that makes sense somewhat.
But what if I know one of your coworkers?
I mean, there's caveats here and there, but I just think
DC is a small city. So, it's realistic that I could know one of your coworkers, and then now I know how much you make because you told that coworker that, like, from the I agree that some level of transparency lends itself to that, but I think it's on the side of the employer to keep some level of normalcy among who does what job and that.